We're going on to our seventh speaker for the evening. I hope you all have enjoyed the content and the people and respect all of the work that they've put in to bring us to this point. And I want to introduce our seventh speaker. He's here to talk about something all of us do, which is play. We've talked about play a lot during this conference, but this is a little bit of a different context. Play is deeply ingrained in who we are and what we do. It feeds into the spirit of society and is often codified into games we use to communicate with one another and feed our soul. And if anybody knows about play, it's Neal. Founder of a game company, Neal has advanced degree in game theory and a fascination with building out our gameplay systems based on various rules and mechanics. Neal is a dedicated member of the business community and teaches entrepreneurship at the University of Houston. So we're proud to welcome him here at University of Houston downtown, not only as a speaker, but also as a member of the larger UH system that helps support our efforts here tonight. Please welcome to this stage, Neal Murthy.
What Jeff didn't mention is I actually taught here for 3 years, and it's okay to be back. So good morning. I'm just having fun. Let's talk about something serious. All right, so as Jeff mentioned, my name is Neal Murthy. I'm a founder and my title is Final Boss at Nefer Games, where we believe that play is an essential part of our social fabric, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. It's important. I mean, I think it's exceptionally important, and I first came to understand play down here, but really when I was about 10 years old, my grandfather, handed me this set upon his death, a Pachisi set from the 18th century, and I thought this thing was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen in my life. That started a lifelong passion for games. Well, for a while at least. I became a business consultant, a professor, did startup work. But during that entire time, I also developed about 300 games, about 70 of which didn't suck. We all enjoy playing. By the way, I was thinking about, in this slide right here, I was thinking about putting up a slide that says, water is wet. We all enjoy playing. And we've enjoyed playing for a very long time. In fact, the oldest game in human history is 5,500 years old. That's the one we know of. And these are some of them right here. Well, and there are some more. And play, games, are such a part of our culture and have historically been such a part of our culture that not only do we play games and not only do we have games, but we embed them in our art. We embed them in the fundamental structure of our culture. Anybody played this? It's called Chutes and Ladders. No, it's not. It's not called Chutes and Ladders. It actually came as a consequence about 2,500 years ago in this form. And it was used to teach Hindus the Vedic traditions of how, through the cycle of reincarnation, you can achieve reunification with the universal soul. That's kind of interesting. Everybody seen that one? The one on the right? That's called Monopoly. Monopoly started off as a game that actually talked about the vices of monopoly, called the landlord's game. Oh, and by the way, George Parker stole that game from Elizabeth Magie about 100 years ago and created a monopoly. Let's talk not about games. Let's talk about play, the importance of play. It's really, really exceptionally important. This guy is named Johann Huizinga. I can't say that 5 times fast. But it's important because he's a Dutch cultural historian from the 1930s who said one fundamentally important thing. Our culture is built on a foundation of play. How do we understand play? How do we understand games? We understand it often through the false dichotomy of tactile and virtual in today's world. I consider that to be a false dichotomy because it focuses on the medium of play. I'm far more interested in how we interact with each other through play. Are we interacting with each other human to human, or are we interacting with each other through objects, games themselves, cards, and such like this? This is an important characteristic of play because You've ever heard of Lumosity? Anybody heard of Lumosity? Yeah, it's a crappy company, guys. It focuses on cognitive ability, and there's no evidence whatsoever on that. But I will tell you that if you play games, you'll improve your social ability. You'll improve your social interaction. And that's what we need for our kids. That's what we need for ourselves. In a world that is focused so much on the digital, we need to be able to interact with each other as social beings. So go play. Do it. There's a stigma attached to it. But go do it. Find games and find people who will play them. And find whatever forms of play that you want. If that happens to be Dungeons and Dragons, go play Dungeons and Dragons. But if it happens to be going and gambling at a casino, go do that. If it happens to be going and playing Monopoly or playing cards or just going and playing sports, go do those things. And do it in a physical, social environment where you can interact with other people. You can see their faces. The greatest negotiators on earth played poker at some point in their life. They learned how to read faces. And then the final thing I want to tell you is this. Linguistics is an important part of our culture, but I believe that play is just as important. But we don't focus on it in our academic institutions. And I would like that to change at some point, for us to focus on that as a discipline, the discipline of study of play. That's my talk. All I want to say next is this. Go play. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy this conference. Thank you very much.